citizens for their simple and peaceful ways.
Hello,
So
everybody.
an army of demons and set out to take the realm for his own.
So,
The king's champion, Sir Daniel Fortescue, led the militia in the battle against this unholy horde. Songs are still sung of how he spearheaded the charge deep into the accursed multitude. How demons fell before him like wheat before the scythe, and how at last.
So first off, yes, going back to continuing with Sunday stream of Medieval. So we're going to be going back and forth between Medieval and what did I play yesterday? Psychonauts. That's right. Something that I will have to get out of the way beforehand. Something I brought up on Sunday's stream that I am going to have to address here is the situation with Jennifer Hale, Helena Taylor, and all the stuff going on at Platinum Games with the Bayonetta 3 game. So, today it was revealed by Jason Schreier. I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I can never. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and without looking it up right now, it's awkward for me to say. But thanks to Jason Schreier, we now know more of the story. And for those who don't know him, he is a fairly well-known video game insider. He knows what he's talking about.
Hurt guards, though. They seek out an object of great power.
He actually did say... He did reveal that the situation with Bayonetta 3 wasn't exactly what we were led to believe. Helena Taylor was not telling us the full truth, which, granted, in of itself, I like Helena Taylor. I do. I think she is a really good actress, and I loved her as Bayonetta. The thing is, ow, I wish I hadn't done that. The thing is with there we go. The thing that just came out today regarding the whole situation is Helena Taylor, what we were originally led to believe was that she was offered $4,000 to return, and that what everyone was led to believe at the time was that was $4,000 period for the entire game. What we are now finding out is that it turns out that no, she was being offered $4,000 per recording session on the game. And that could mean anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000, which is significantly more than we were led to believe. On top of that, one of the things that just in general bothered me about the whole situation to begin with was Helena Taylor called out, not by name, but she called out Jennifer Hale, who, for anyone who doesn't know, Jennifer Hale has voiced a multitude of characters, not just for video games, but just in general. She is a well-known voice actress. And she was getting all of this hate just because she replaced... She was getting hate for replacing Helena Taylor, which was not fair in the slightest. And personally, what saddens me the most about the whole situation is, from what we knew yesterday about the situation, Jennifer Hale had no idea about the situation. And was getting bashed for replacing... She was getting bashed pretty much just for replacing Helena Taylor. And there's something that I'm sure a good chunk of people who understand how these industries work, there are many reasons why an actor would be replaced. It could be the studio just feels like the actor doesn't fit the role. It could be like here where it's a money dispute, or it could be just in general they feel like a different actor fits the role a bit better. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm not a voice actor. I don't know the going rate for actors, actresses. But the thing that what it feels like to me with Helena Taylor is she came off as very petty. And yeah, I myself am upset that they replaced her. I think if you have a prolific actor, and especially one known for playing that specific character, you could try a little harder than what Platinum and Nintendo were doing to bring her back. For me, what doesn't help is Hideki Kamiya's whole response to it, because that's just making things... That was just making things worse. He did not need to respond to it the way he did. Now, look, I get what Hideki Kamiya was saying, that, yeah, we weren't getting the full story, and we should at least try and understand the entire story. But his reaction to it just is a terrible reaction. Platinum Games should have said something about the situation sooner. And while I get, like, company's not going to say anything major, they should have said something about the situation. Now, I think they did say something around the time Jennifer Hale was announced as the role, that there was complications. A lot of people, myself included, I didn't know the full story, and that's on me. So I do apologize for that. But a lot of people took that to believe, oh, well, it was probably just scheduling conflicts. That's not what they said. They just said that there was complications. And while that's still technically true, they could have said something more around the time this controversy was coming out. Now, the other thing is, this was really shitty timing for this whole situation, just in general. I get that Helena Taylor was breaking NDA to bring up this situation. But one of the biggest problems with that is she could have, as far as we know, she more or less is now setting herself up for being blacklisted from the community because of this. And a lot of her complaints, while valid, really come off as petty. And it's saddening, just in general, that the situation has gotten to this point.
Allies in the Hall of the Heroes is the way forward. Hack, choppity chop, off with a few zombies' heads, and it thinks it can redeem itself in battle. You still have a long way to go to rank as the best.
I think the biggest thing about this situation that still saddens me is I know both Nintendo and Platinum could have afforded Helen Taylor to return.
But remember, I'm only doing this for the sake of Gallowmere's doomed population, and not for you, you gangly buffoon.
Like, this situation should not have reached the point that it did. Now, one of the biggest things I want to bring up is I love Jennifer Hale as a voice actress. She has been in many projects that I have adored over the years. I am a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid. She plays 2 characters from the Metal Gear Solid series that I love. Naomi Hunter and I think Otacon's sister. If I'm remembering that correctly, she played Otacon's sister in the second game. Admittedly, I had to look that up. I completely forgot she did that. But on top of that, she's also currently, and I say currently, she's actually been doing it for about 20 years, if not more. I don't remember when she started doing it. But, she is the current voice of Cinderella at Disney. So if you've heard Cinderella's voice anywhere in a Disney product recently, that's who you're hearing. And the most recent voice I remember from... she did Samus in Metroid Prime. I actually had to double check because I thought she was the current voice of Samus. She did Samus in Metroid Prime, and there have been other voices of Samus since then. Which was kind of sad to me. I would have liked to see Jennifer Hale do I would have liked Jennifer Hale be Samus because I liked her in Prime, and I say that, but most of her voice in Prime was basically just grunts and screams. So nothing really above, say, the early Lego games. Still, but what I was getting at earlier, the most recent voice I remember hearing her in that I loved was she played Rivet in Ratchet & Clank, and I am a huge Ratchet & Clank fan, just in general. Anyway, all this to say, I like the whole controversy just both saddens and frustrates me. Sometimes it's what it is, but none of this should have happened, in my opinion. And I'm sure there's a ton of people who are gonna look at me and say, yeah, no shit, that shouldn't have happened. But the situation is just, it's painful. It's kind of annoying. Spent this wrong way. Now, one of the things that has come out of this, which I think should have just been, is something that is worth bringing up, no matter which side of the fence you're on, is talking about talking about voice actors in general, because voice actors are paid like shit. So it's what made Helena's side of the story so believable for a lot of people, especially voice actors, because, well, that's, like, voice actors are known for getting shat on by the community. Well, not the community, by the industry. Be it video games, be it movies, be it actual like commercials, like whatever it is. Voice actors and people doing voiceover work, it's why a lot of these people join unions. I have a brother-in-law that does voiceover work. I don't know if he's voice acted, but I know he's done voiceover work. And I also know he's talked out about this, mostly towards family. But this whole situation in general is just chaotic. And again, one of the biggest things I feel needs to be brought up, just in general. Voice actors deserve more respect than they're getting, than what they're getting. Yes, I believe Helena Taylor blew things out of proportion. Now, again, I don't know how much, what the going rate for voice actors is for doing voice work. I can always ask. I can always look it up. And I know I will. But the way Helena Taylor went about it was probably one of the worst ways she could have done it. Even if she was 100% true. Because, again, one of the biggest problems is she very easily could have gotten herself blacklisted because of the whole situation. And that alone is problematic enough. The fact that she, without naming names, bashed Jennifer Hale for replacing her, basically going all, oh, I'm the one true actor or actress who can do this role, no one else can do this. That's petty. Like, even if Jennifer Hale did a terrible job, that's just being petty. And there's not really much I can say outside of this whole situation was handled poorly. I'm sad that it had to happen. I do wish Jennifer Hale luck in whatever projects that she has coming forward. Probably one of the worst things outside of drawing a lot of hatred towards Jennifer Hale, which is very undeserved. It was very undeserved. I can't see how much left in the chat this I have. But just aside from bashing Jennifer Hale, you also have the whole Helena Taylor being all, oh, you should boycott the game because of how they mistreated me. There are other people. There are people who worked on that game who are looking for, who need the money for working on the game. Like, not just voice actors. And you have developers, you have artists, you have all of these people who worked to bring that game to light. This game was announced back in 2017. And it's taken a while for this game to come out. So, I'll say this, yeah, those developers have probably already gotten paid. But the worst thing about this is, for me, as a fan, boycotting the game, hoping the game fails, could actually end up killing the franchise. I am not as well versed in the games industry as I'd like to be. But I do like to believe that I generally know what I'm talking about when it comes to certain situations. And for someone who's been playing games for almost 20 years, I have seen many examples of a game underperforming, at least to the company's standards, even if it looks like the game did well. And the company looks at that and says, oh, this game didn't do well. We're not going to fund a sequel. We're not going to continue the franchise. There are many fantastic games where that's happened, and especially games that end in massive cliffhangers where that has happened. The game underperformed, and the studio is like, well, no need to continue. No one's gonna play it. I mean, for instance, the last new medieval game was back in, like, 2001 on the PlayStation 1. All we've had since are remakes and Sir Daniel Fortescue appearing in PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, which, speaking of games that underperformed that didn't deserve it, that game really deserves a second chance. It's a great game. So many, like, there are so many things planned for that game that I wish we could have seen. Yeah, people are like, oh, well, they couldn't have Crash or Spyro, and it's like, yeah, that's saddening, but we definitely got more representation from more PlayStation games that people don't even remember, like Legend of Dragoon, and stuff like that. There was DLC planned that did not go far because the game underperformed. Rambling at this point, but that's what I assume people are here for. Well, that and the gameplay, but I'm sorry to say, I'm doing my best. That only gets me so far. At the very least, doing better now than I did Sunday. I'm not constantly dying to the same stage. Stupid things. But I've seen many a game fail when, at least in my eyes, the game doesn't deserve to. Like, best thing I can say, I'm a Sonic fan. I'm used to games not doing well. Hell, I'm used to games not being good.
Look at you running around in your bodies, Fortescue. You're so nouveau dead.
But just looking at my game shelves.
Last prince of the centaurs, have not galloped the earth in over 10,000 years.
There's a ton of games I would love. I would have loved to get sequels. There are tons of games that I'm sad took as long as they did to come out.
The option of flaming arrows, it is truly the weapon of noblemen.
Games industry is just
You don't quite have my breeding, Mr. Johnny-come-lately, but there's hope for you yet.
Like, there's just a lot of things about the games industry that's just interesting to me. That really does sadden me when I look into it. But at the same time, I look into stuff and I do the research I can. And I see dumb shit that just kind of saddens me altogether. Go figure, the game that I end up becoming too quote-unquote real on and voicing a lot of my feelings on happens to be the game with the silly skeleton just running around and trying to become a hero. Oh, God. Although, to be honest, if it weren't this game, I know...
Greetings, kind sir.
I know I would
I'm
pour my
like a
heart
mother to
out
those
on a
pumpkins.
lot of other
I give
games.
them all the love and care a young fruit could ever ask for. From the moment they first push a shoot above the soil, right up until their heads are cut off and eaten. And look, see how they repay me, running around and causing mischief. That nasty old big pumpkin has a bad influence on the young seedlings. If you teach him a lesson in manners, I might give you a nice present.
Hang on. I just need to... Hang on, I need to do something real quick. I'm gonna pause the broadcast and fiddle around with a few. Alright, should be back. I was failing with the chat to speech thing. I know, I just needed to do a couple things with that. That is There we go. Let's see. I didn't know people come in and out of my streams. For the people who actually sit and watch the entire stream, thank you. I do appreciate it, and I know I don't have a huge audience. I hope one day I can. One of my goals is to become Twitch affiliate. Get paid to do this because, I'm gonna be honest, have not had an easy time finding work. And at least talking about games is something that I should really do that. Talking about games is something that I know I can do and I'm passionate about. I've said it before, I may not know my stuff a lot of the time, but I am fairly passionate about games. I care about them, and I care about the industry, the games industry as a whole. I stream because I find it fun, and I want to be able to share my knowledge of games just to the greater... I don't know what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to get at is, for the few people who show up, thank you. I have no idea how I missed that pod. For anyone who is watching right now, feel free to sound off in the chat. Like, I'm more than willing to talk to people. My only request is just don't be a jerk. This is not a hard fight at all. It's mildly annoying, mostly due to the these little pods that keep spawning, but for me that's more just kind of it just stops you from getting from just constantly attacking this guy. I don't remember the pods being a thing in the original game. They might have been. That's ages. I did actually see something that kinda surprised me. First off, I didn't know there were for years, I did not know there were actually cheat codes for... I didn't know there were cheat codes for the original PS1 version of it. But on top of that, I didn't know that the version that they have available as an unlockable for this remake, some of the cheats still work, which is interesting to me. There's like 2 cheat code menus. There's one that is there's one that's just like generic cheat menu, but there's a debug menu. I can't seem to get the debug menu working, but the regular cheat menu works, which is interesting.
Here, have this lovely dragon gem as your reward. Oh, lovely, majestic creatures dragons are.
Nice. Dragon Gem leads to one of my favorite items in the entire game, which is the dragon armor. Does not replace the shield. I wish it did. It does not replace the shield. But what it does do is it gives you, while you have it equipped, because it counts as a weapon, and that in and of itself is weird to me. While you have the dragon armor equipped, you can actually walk into flame areas. Or basically anything that would normally burn for Fortescue. And Fortescue can just walk through and be perfectly fine. On top of that, you also have... Who do I need to talk to? I need to talk to you. Dan. On top of that, it also lets Dan breathe fire, which is nice.
Don't be shy. I've seen you giving me the eye. You may be weak and feeble like old men, but I like you, Daniel. Now listen up. Your bow and arrows are fine for itty-bitty jobs, but if you want to pack some serious heat, you should take this spear.
I know in the original game, after you accept the weapons, they have like a little extra thing to say. Kind of surprised they cut it out, although for some strange reason they don't give you the option to decline any of the items that the heroes and the Hall of Heroes give you. Which, I mean, if you go through all the trouble of getting the chalice, there's no reason to decline the weapons. The weapons and the items. It's just... It's interesting to me. I mean, it's one of the changes that this remake does that I do welcome, because it was just a weird thing in the original game anyway. We'll do that later. I do like the Snake Hill level, mostly because of the weapon it gives you. But, I'll deal with that later. I rambled for 45 minutes, and I forgot to grab the drink that's sitting right next to me. Let's see. There we go. I know at some point, if you miss that fall, it will actually kill them. I get very iffy with that. Probably shouldn't have even attempted it, but no, wait, hang on. Ow.
None shall enter. The shadow demons are entombed within, separated from the world of goodness and light until the earth cracks open. No one, not even the Dark Lord Zarek, can release them without the shadow artifact. Leave now, or share their doom.
Got an artifact, eh? Well, it's a good thing I have one of those on standby. Yeah, let's see. No, wait, it was... There we go. Now to unleash unspeakable evils onto the world, accidentally, because I need something else that's in this area. Yep. Just a normal average Tuesday for me, I guess.
What have you done? Once again, the shadow demons are wreaking havoc across the land, and it's all thanks to you.
You're welcome.
The single most destructive and wretched creatures in the history of the world, and you've given them an early parole. They will be heading for the ruins of King Peregrine's castle. Gallowmere is doomed.
I wouldn't say doom. Can't tell if I got them all in this area. That. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, what happens? This. Yeah, fuck. It's slowly choking on straight. God. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. Something's stuck in the throat. You do whatever you can to get it out, and it just doesn't want to come out. Yeah, good. I'm trying to collect the chalice. Later. Let me do this first. Roar. There we go. Almost got him. And you are out of here. Well, that was fun. It's interesting that they have these life pools so close to each other. It's one of the only times in the game that they do something like this. They have a life hole here, and then they have this one here. And then they have life piles there. It's basically a full heal, which is welcomed. It doesn't stop me from feeling strange. I do not remember where I'm going. Is that? That's right. To the Hall of Heroes. And then, man.
And forth like a supernatural yo-yo. Maybe the master will make it harder to find those magic egg cups.
Yeah. I do love that the guardrails refer to the chalices as magic egg cups. I mean, they look like it, so I get it.
Hey, Mr. Fortisque!
Fortisque.
I want to talk with you. If this Zorak's so bad, why'd you get to go back? Why'd you of all people, Fortisque? It should be I, Blood Monatha Skull Cleaver, when I lived always
the Skull Cleaver
slain strewn around me. You spend most of your time organizing and changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king.
To be fair, it's almost like he had nothing to do until Zorak attacked the first time.
Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
Ah. Now this. Yes, I can use it. I love the axe. It's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite ranged weapons, not my personal favorite. My personal favorite is the magic bow and arrow. Anyway, we're not done. Back to the Enchanted Earth. I need to punch some ants in the face. Fortunately, spears are a bull that can be thrown from more than 10 feet. That's true. Unfortunately, with spears, you need good aim. I do not have that.
Who has summoned the Witch of the Forest? Oh, it is you, Sir Fortescue. Forgive me, my lord. I have never met a real hero.
Get on with it.
Forgive me, just an old lady's little joke. In truth, I am glad to see you, Sir Fortescue. I need
someone to do this menial task for me.
Bring them to me, and I can grant you a special reward. I will only offer you this quest this once. Are you willing to give it a try? Sorry.
It is funny that she says she only gives you this quest once. You can come back and do this again. In fact, it's actually required for one of the achievements. Because one of the achievements is... she gives you chicken drumlets. There you go. She gives you chicken drumsticks for doing the mission. Or at least succeeding in the mission. And if you... and if you actually do it twice, she restocks them. One of the trophies for the game is to throw 42 drumsticks. And yes, I did talk over that fairy because if anyone sounds like he smokes 10 packs a day and says it's not enough, it's him. I also just, some of these cutscenes I cannot skip. Hi, Dan. I know you're here. I was actually playing this mission on the original version. This place is fucking dark in the PS1 version. Like, these fireflies that are meant to light your way are pretty much the only light. Don't worry, Dan. Oddly threatening, hilariously suits you. Actually, no, not oddly threatening. Just threatening in general. Yeah, you say that. You are the one in the group voted most likely to be thrown in jail. Wait. Yeah, let's go with that. Personally, I'd say it's because of your recklessness and your disregard for literally anyone except for yourself, but, for legal reasons, let's go with angry without direction.
But only ones who have shown themselves a more capable warrior, like the Crusader.
Yeah, so, completely violent and reckless, like I said. Dan, I honestly have serious doubts that you have regard for others. You honestly strike me as the type of person who would somehow be convicted of murder, and instead of denying it, you'd somehow find a way to prove them right, despite the fact that you didn't actually commit the murder. Casey, on the other hand, Casey would probably be the one who actually committed the murder. That being said, I'm not saying Casey would have gotten off scot-free. He'd probably also get himself convicted. Okay, just gonna switch weapons. That is one ugly mother. This is one thing that makes it good, that ants are like one 1/1000th of our size or something.
The thing looks bad too.
I don't know. I fucked Dan before I fucked you. At least I know Dan has a bone.
Put Dan in unspeakable hole. He has not done it.
Yeah, my point still stands. I'd still fuck Dan before I fucked you.
And I fight things. That's what it is.
You have helped to free all the fairy people from the clutches of the filthy and scum. As a reward, I can grant you passage to the Hall of Heroes. I've never been there myself, but I've heard they got a free bar.
Well, they gotta have a free bar, or else I wouldn't keep coming. You know, or some bullshit excuse like that.
Daniel, Lord of the Ants. Hold still, and I'll remove the shrink spell. Oh, lovely, lovely Amber. Here you are, Sir Knight. A wart-covered and cabbage-smelling old crone I may be, but I always keep my promises. I grant you my reward.
Chicken drumstick may not be the best weapon in the game, but it is still probably my favorite, just because of how ridiculous it is. I mean, look at this. I forgot Dad can actually just straight up eat it. But you can throw it and actually turn your enemies into chicken. Delicious chicken, which it then ends up healing you, which...
Oh, Danielle.
Probably one of the better joke weapons in a video game.
No idea what it is. You fancy a little gamble, Mike?
Oh, hell yeah. Went from a regular longbow to a flaming longbow. And as the great video game mascot Gex would say, it's flaming in the manly way. That line's so fucking stupid. I mean, to be fair, the Gex franchise in general was stupid. That being said, I would still love it. I would still love to see that franchise return. I mean, games are alright, at the very least. They're fun platformers. Yeet! I am actually going to swap out the jumpstick. Yeah, that'd be easy if, you know, I actually could open up my Xbox. I say open up my Xbox, I mean start up my Xbox. I can open up my Xbox as much as I want. It's not going to help me. Besides, I need a second controller for my PlayStation, for my
My name is Jack of the Green.
Thing.
I am the master of riddles.
PlayStation.
And this maze is my domain. You are free to leave.
Because for some reason, you can't play PlayStation 5 games without a PlayStation 5 controller. Despite the fact that, like, fucking Lego Star Wars on... Lego Star Wars on PlayStation 5 doesn't really have any benefits on the system outside of just playing, like running faster. I've already forgotten the riddle. I know the answer. That's not the problem. That's what I get for talking through stuff. Fire! Oh, wait. There's a joke there. I'm missing. Anyway. But yeah, like, there are some PlayStation 5 games that I am legitimately surprised don't give you some ability to play with PlayStation 4 controllers. Like, there's no benefit to the PlayStation 5 version over the PlayStation 4 version. Games like Lego Star Wars, stuff like Mortal Kombat. What else do I have on my shelf that's a PS5 game? Because I know very few of them actually take advantage of the PlayStation 5 capabilities outside of, oh, this looks slightly nicer, or oh, you can boot it off of the SSD, so it runs faster, and stuff like that. I mean, I appreciate being able to load my games quicker, but
my star riddle was but a trifle.
I do appreciate being able to load my games quicker, but at that point, if you don't take into account the benefits of the DualSense controller, then
I live for laughter.
Let me play my games with a PlayStation 4 controller. Oh, I remember this one. I remember this one. I don't remember where it is. A lot of the riddle answers, like, aren't hard, just annoying, because I know this one. This one really does annoy me. Hey Dan, look! It's you!
Yes, it was a clown. Very clever, I'm sure. Return in haste, Sir Knight, for I wish to see the despair on your face when you hear my next cryptic puzzler. Face like a tree, skin like the sea, a great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me.
It is interesting to me. A lot of the answers to the riddles aren't hard answers. It's just entering in the answers is what's a real pain in the ass. Let's see. That's what the chalice is.
At least I'm the chases you in the dark kind of clown, not a prize in the corner type like you.
Yeah, at least I have a reason to cry in the corner. I have depression. You're just an asshole, Dan. And besides, when I said clown, I meant people like laughing at you. You know, or something like that, I don't know. There's a very obvious joke there somewhere.
I may actually be psychotic, never been tested for anything outside of ADHD.
Yeah, but you know what would help with that? Actually going out and getting yourself and getting those tests. As opposed to thinking that you're going to be locked up because people think you're crazy.
And people forget I exist when I'm not there.
No, I know you exist when you're not there. Sometimes I intentionally ignore you. And by intentionally ignore you, I mean I have my own shit going on and don't want to be able to...
I pretended that riddle was hard, but in truth it was obviously an elephant. This time, however, I almost prevailed. The answer to my next vexing enigma has eluded the finest minds of a whole generation. Come to me.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right, they're still alive.
I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run.
What? No, it's not darkness. That'd be crazy. I saw something. Also, Daniel, I'm actually kind of surprised you figured that out quicker than it took me to. Because admittedly, the puzzle is less about knowing the answer to the riddle and more being able to solve a different puzzle in the stage relating to the riddle. So I solved the puzzle before figuring out the riddle, and the guy's like,
I'm great at riddles.
oh yeah, no, it's almost like my sarcasm was intentionally unpleasant or something. I didn't get the riddle because I felt really stupid until he's like, oh yeah, of course it's darkness. Of course it's darkness. That took me ages to come up with, and it's like, wait, the answer was that? I was just moving these fire blocks because that's what the game needed me to do. That being said, yeah, I know, Dan, not only are you good at riddles, you're fairly good at problem solving when it comes to puzzles. I just know that when I can't speak. If I ever get a chance to stream Portal 2, I'm gonna make sure I have you on standby helping me with that.
Outrageous as it seems, my vast intellect has been matched by your badly decomposed brain. Return at once.
Hey, I may have been dead for 500 years, but it doesn't mean my brain is decomposed. I think I accidentally said decompressed, which frankly makes that entire thing funnier.
Here you are, sir, clever clogs. I grant you free passage through my maze. Find your own way out.
I actually do not remember what is the proper way out of this maze. Yeah, there we go. It is this way.
Man's mental fortitude is hardy. Yours, however, is another matter entirely.
It's almost like IQ is not a decent measure of someone's intelligence, and yet people still use IQ as a measure of people's intelligence, despite the fact that it was only meant to was only meant as a test to figure out if kindergartners were actually learning and didn't have some kind of learning disability. Like, oh, I don't know, fucking dyslexia. I know no one said anything about IQ. You know I don't like people insulting my intelligence, fuckwad.
Mental fortitude has nothing to do with intelligence.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, I could be fucking dyslexic and actually be able to solve most of the puzzles in this game without any help. And yet, feel like shit because I have somebody on standby figuring out the answers like hours in advance before I even start streaming. And it's not even anything to do with that person. It's just I feel bad and stupid because here I am, the person actually trying to stream, feeling like an idiot when... You know what, never mind. Point is, I feel insulted. Also, you say mental fortitude has nothing to do with intelligence. Mental and intelligence are more or less one and the same. And I know, yeah, they're not exactly the same, but... I'm just gonna stop talking.
You are back on the battlefield, yeah? This is good. People say to me, Stungard, what do you think of this sword or that axe? But I say to them,
Nine!
Modern warfare is a question of science. The science of shields.
The science of shields?
I think maybe you should take my shield, yeah? It is magic here for this cure. Some say it is better to have a magic sword than a magic shield, but I say to you that this is rubbish! So long as you use it properly, the shield will make you invincible!
Mental fortitude is a measure of endurance. It's late at night, so you are tired, so your fortitude is low.
First off, no. I am not tired. Secondly... Wait, hang on. Okay, no, you've got... You do have a good and very valid point on the, endurance stuff. And that actually explains a lot to me, and just makes me feel even dumber. That being said, Dan, I'm fucking autistic. Like, actually tested for and proven autistic. Sometimes it just takes me longer to understand things. I'm also convinced I have some form of mental dyslexia. Don't know what it is. We've been tested for it before, but nothing's come up. I'm still honestly convinced I have some form of dyslexia at this point.
insulting your intelligence this time. It's just the fact that I'd laugh at made me think I was.
Yeah, which, to be fair, Dan, is more telling than it should be. But yeah, no, you've got a good point on the mental fortitude thing. Because that is, and honestly, when I think of endurance, and this is more of a me thing. When I think of endurance, I think more of strength. You try to be, occasionally, on accident. I mean, I joke, but honestly, you try and be a good person from time to time. You're not always good at it, but the attempt is more than I can ask for most people. I think that is the reason that we have been friends for as long as we have. Because for as much of an asshole as you can be, like, the few times where you attempt to be a good person is at least worth it to me. I mean, you know Omar. Omar's probably one of the nicest people we know. I'm not saying he's 100% a good person, I'm just saying, like, Omar very rarely would actually do anything negative. Honestly, I try and be a good person. It's what makes this bad timeline more tolerable. The few people who are actually trying to legitimately be nice and good, decent people, is what makes the shit I've been through in life a bit more tolerable. I've already forgotten where the door was. I mean, let's be perfectly honest, Dan, and I know you weren't here. I went on an entire fucking rant on Sunday just about people being assholes. So I hope in some cases that people won't be assholes. And I know a lot of people who are. I mean, I'm talking to one. But that being said, like, yeah. Oh, thank God. That's done over with. Just gonna reheal real quick. I am honestly surprised I made it this far without getting another game out of it. Hey, look!
Glad to see you.
Fat bastard.
Zarek tried to force me to hand over the Shadow Artifact. He means to release the demons from their tomb under the enchanted forest. But I said to him, I said, "You can't touch me, you lanky windbag."
You lanky windbag.
Aye, that told him.
But then he had me locked up in here with all these nutters. Oh, it's been terrible. I haven't managed to get a word of sense out of anyone in weeks. Right. Well, I'll see myself out, thanks. You have a good look around, lad. Zarek's left some stuff lying about that I think you might find useful.
I love that he mentions releasing the demons, the shadow demons. Like, everyone, on multiple occasions, you'll meet people who are like, oh, whoever released those shadow demons is a terrible person. And, you're supposed to be releasing the shadow demons? And it really, for me, it really comes off as, yeah, who would do such a thing? And just Dan looking away. It's like, yeah, whoever would do something like that is an asshole.
10,000 courses for this guy. I bet money you be back pushing all daisies by now. Eh, I have something here for you. You like it very much? You want?
Depends. Is it gold? It's gold. I can't do... Well, I mean, I can do a lot with gold. But it's not particularly something I want right now. I'm looking for life bottles. Let's see, Enchanted Earth. Oh! Yay!
Gold can be exchanged for goods and services.
Oh, I know gold can be exchanged for goods and services. It's just I have no need for any goods or services right now. What I want is more health. I can't exchange gold for health. This level sucks. Like, just in general, this level's annoying. Well, that's not good. The only reason I'm knocking these guys into the water instead of just hitting them is because they are too heavy to kill. Somehow. But I can make them try. The other guys, on the other hand, yeah, no, if I try and drown them, they'll just pop back up. And it's one of the reasons this level is annoying. That and the narrow passageways. I say passageways, not pathways. And I got shit like this. I can just knock me in the water. This level's just annoying. I think they're ow. I think there's like 2 specific levels in this game that actually get on my nerves, and it's this one and the pirate ship level later on. And the pirate ship level is just annoying. Actually, come to think of it, I don't remember why I find that one annoying. Oh, wait, no. Pirate ship level is just annoying more because it has a multitude of easy to fall in holes, which lead you to different areas of the pirate ship. And that isn't terrible, but when you're trying to get from one end of the pirate ship to the other, and you keep falling in those holes, only to then have to jump back out and get back to where you were, it's not fun. Also, just remember this level being a pain in the ass to Let's see. I need the Chaos Room. I do not remember where a Chaos Room is. There's a helmet over here, so... Oh, there's the Chaos Room. You know, it would probably help if I didn't have something currently blocking my vision from where the chalice thing is. I know anyone watching the stream and seeing the chalice number go up, they can see it just fine. I just have something in front of my TV that's blocking that specific corner. So every time it comes up, I gotta duck down to see it. It's really driving me nuts. That... suddenly cash beneath the... Ah! There we go. So I must have missed enemies along the way. Oh! That's right, these guys. There we go. There we go. Alright, now to try and remember where the chalice was. No, I'm not gonna make that jump. Hey, Dan, I don't know if you can answer this question, but isn't there a name for the... Shit, what am I thinking of? Is there a name for the, person who ferries souls on the River Styx in mythology? Because we're about to talk to him.
Greetings, stranger. I am the boatman. It is I who ferry lost souls on their final journey to the land of the dead. But hold.
Ah, thank you.
Sir Daniel
Yeah, so we're just, like...
Thanks to Zarok's memories, I'm up to my eye sockets in lost souls who've woken from the eternal sleep. Business hasn't been this brisk since before they invented sanitation.
I don't know why I love Alan.
Look, if you help me to gather up a boatload of 8 lost souls and bring them here, I'll drop you off at the sunken town of Melamede. How's that sound?
Alright. Yeah, it's not like I got anything better to do. Here's 8 helmets. I guess that, counts as lost souls or something, I don't know.
Skeleton after dealing with those filthy zombie types. Hop aboard.
Thanks, John. Before I forget, Sharon, can you almost drop me off to the Hall of Heroes? I don't know why this is so funny to me, is, the different, certain transitions for you getting to the Hall of Heroes really comes off as he just suddenly, like, they just dropped him off at the Hall of Heroes.
Dan, man. How you doing?
Dan, man.
Now then, have you got yourself a magic sword?
I've got myself an enchanted sword, does that count?
What? Daniel, man, you can't go into battle against an army of undead without a magic sword. Here, take mine. You'll never have to sharpen another blade, or my name's not Dick Steadfast. It's not just a magic shield, you know, no matter what that soft stone card says.
I'm sorry, Dan. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway. One of the best weapons in the game. Now I have no need for the broadsword. You know, unless I get reckless and somehow lose the magic sword. But that would never happen. In my initial playthrough of the remake, and it's funny.
I already stole it.
You know, it's not that I'm not surprised, it's more that I kind of impressed that you were able to do it that quickly. Anyway, no, in my initial playthrough of the remake, and it's funny to me because it never happened to me when I played the original game, but in my initial playthrough of the remake...
Look at you.
I actually had it stolen. And shit. And the imps that can steal your weapons, if you do not get your weapons back, you have to go to a gargoyle to get them back, which costs gold. Getting the magic sword back is a pain in the ass because that's 2,000 gold. And if you don't already have that on hand, you're basically going back and forth throughout multiple levels to get that. It was not fun. On the bright side, at that point, while I was doing my initial playthrough of the remake, I was also going through... What on? It's not like... Yeah, fine. While I was going through my initial playthrough of the remake, I was already... I was already backtracking because of the Lost Souls side quest anyway, so having to backtrack just a bit more to also get some extra gold wasn't a huge problem. I mean, it was still annoying. It was still annoying, but it wasn't terrible. It just took a while to get my fucking magic sword back. In my opinion, this is one of the best melee weapons in the game. The best ranged weapon, or at least one of the best ranged weapons, well, for instance, one of my personal favorite ranged weapons I just equipped, that's the axe, because the axe does not... Hang on. I feel I'm forgetting something. The axe does not take ammo and can constantly refill. It's basically like Dan's arm, which I don't know if I showed off. It's like a better version of Dan's arm. I like it because it's an actually fairly decent ranged weapon. The best bow and arrow is actually the magic bow and arrow that we will be getting later. I don't remember when. I just know it's one of the this way. I don't remember when, I just know it's one of the journeys back to the Hall of Heroes. We'll get it eventually, especially since we're fairly close to the end of the game. Chances are... I know we're gonna get it soon. That's all I can say, because I don't remember exactly... There we go. I don't remember exactly when we get it. And, like I said, this is, for the most part, a 100% playthrough. I am going to try and get everything, but that's mostly because of that's mostly because of getting all the life bottles is certainly worth it. And on top of the life bottles, just having every weapon is certainly worth it. Having the magic sword is great. Oh, shit. There we go. I think that's got it. I should probably reheal before I do anything else reckless and stupid. I will say one of the Lost Soul side quests that actually really cracks me up has to do with this level, and it's when it requires taking out a Rat King boss. I'm mostly saying this because I don't know if I'm going to show it off. I don't remember what... Because you have to get a Lost Soul from a different level and bring it to the specific levels. I don't remember which level it is that I'd have to go to get it. But what's funny to me about that boss is it's just a plain rat that you can find just around the game normally. And it has the highest... it's listed as having the highest amount of health as any boss in the game. You can take it out easily with just a quick camera swing. I think it's supposed to have like 9,999 health as a joke, and it just goes down with a simple swing your hammer. Let's see. Gonna go back real quick, grab the chalice. Alright. Alright. Gonna finish this level, and then we will be signing off for the night. Let's see. This. And with that, we are off. I think there's like 5 levels. I need to double check and see how many chalices we've got. 14. Okay, so there's 6 levels left for us to get. Should easily be able to knock that out in my next session.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but
Danielle.
I've no idea what it is. You fancy a little gamble, like?
Let's see. There we go. I was talking about it earlier, and now I have it. The magic longbow. Pretty much just as powerful as the, let's see. It's pretty much as powerful as the, magic sword. Just, it's a ranged weapon. But, with that, we will continue. Today's Tuesday. We will continue on Thursday with probably one of my favorite levels, mostly because of the item that you can get from the level. Not from the chalice. From the level itself. Crystal Caves. But I will leave that for Thursday. Tomorrow we are going back to Psychonauts. So, that'll be fun. Anyway. Good night, everybody.